I was born to be. What you mean? Let me show you I was born to be. I was always meant to be yours. Yeah.
Let's bring it back.
1999. 다시 느껴나. Today I feel so new. Feels like 99. Listen to me. 99, yeah, 99, 99, 99, yeah, 99. Oh, you. 99, yeah, 99, yeah. If I could be the kids, can you show me how you switch? 세상에다 지금 mark it, be the kids. Can you show me how you switch? 세상에다 지금 mark it.
The Culture Inc. We're not listed on the stock exchange, but the value of K-culture to the moon.
Coffee break. Today's tidbit.
All right, it's time for our weekday coffee break. Today's tidbit with yours truly, assistant extraordinaire, Angie.
Why do you always say Ange?
Angela.
Hello, SJ.
Hi. I don't always say Ange.
You say Angela.
Angela. Because I'm going, should I call her, in that brief moment,
Yeah.
I'm going, should I just call her Angela as she is called, or Ange, or Angie, and I just go Angela.
Okay.
That's what happens. I know, again, weird stuff that goes in my head all the time. Anyways, random stuff that we talked about. I know yesterday was one of the toughest segments to go through. It was hard. It was hard. I'm hoping that today is going to be a little bit easier on me. What are we going to be talking about
We're
today?
going to be diving into something that's literally been everywhere online lately, and I even saw you being a part of it.
Oh, me being a part of something trendy.
So you will know about it. It's AI-generated art, especially in the so-called Ghibli-style portraits that resemble the iconic animation style, powered by ChatGPT's new image generation model.
Okay, so my wife had made some of those pictures, right? And then she showed it to me. I was like, oh, that's cute. I was like, did you come up with this? And she's like, no, everybody's doing this. And so it turns out everybody was doing it. And so myself included.
I see.
But how did this happen? Like, how did it all start, though?
Okay, so apparently since you didn't you become a part of the trend because you're trendy. To briefly explain it for people like you who might be unfamiliar, on March 25th, OpenAI launched ChatGPT 4.0 with an upgraded image generation feature, and that's what really took off. As of March 27th, the daily active users in Korea alone hit over 1.25 million people. That's a record number, and that's up by more than 200,000 users in just 2 weeks.
That's a lot. Again,
Yes.
I mean, I haven't used ChatGPT like I've used GPT. Like even today's, I don't know if you saw the story that I posted up on the Culture Inc.
Yeah, did you make that?
I did.
With AI?
I did.
I see.
I said, make me a Better Call Hwang billboard.
That resembles Better Call Saul.
Yes, like Better Call
see.
Saul. And then I just made it. It was brilliant. And so I've been having fun with this. But the Ghibli style filter, again, this is the main reason why everyone has been on the ChatGPT and just overworking the network, apparently.
Yeah, like it's one of the most popular features. It lets users upload photos of themselves and transform them into famous animation styles. And the look of Ghibli is the most famous, but other styles are also available. And, you know, people just really ran with it. If you go on social media right now, everyone has their profile pictures in this style. And even Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, updated his social media profile picture to a Ghibli-style version of himself, which really fueled the trend even more.
Didn't Sam Altman come out and say, please guys, don't do this? Or
Yeah,
something
that's
like
the
that?
thing. So,
Right?
like, it's kind of jokingly saying how overwhelmed he was. He joked that their GPUs are melting from the surge in demand.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's still, though, again, I never watched the cartoon or whatever
Animation?
I never watched it. For our listeners out there, this is an example, right? This is an example of a Ghibli.
So yeah, this is a poster of Spirited Away. It's one of my favorite Ghibli films. I think I chose this poster because I think it shows the style more iconically. But to give you like a little overview, Studio Ghibli was founded by director Miyazaki Hayao, and he's known for masterpieces like Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle. Mm-hmm. Have you ever?
I have not watched them, but I know what they are. They're so
Yeah.
famous. Totoro,
Yeah.
Howl's Moving Castle, yeah,
So,
Spirited Away.
As you just saw, the art style is very warm, nostalgic, and that's why the AI trend resonated so strongly. And I saw that you also did a version of it. So here's an example of what ChatGPT makes for you. We put in the Culture Inc. poster, and ChatGPT came up with this.
You know what I like about this?
What?
Is that in all the times that you turned it into like a Ghibli style, you always look thin. I like the fact that I look thin on this. This is how
You know, that's Ghibli's version
me.
of not thin.
What? Look, you could see my like slight double chin there in the original picture, and then they turn it boom, boom. It kind of looks similar. I think it was great. It was brilliant. Especially what happened was, you know, the older folk, the 부장님.
Yes.
When I initially made it, he was smiling too, and so later on I said make the older guy on the right look angry.
Oh, so you put in more prompts.
Yeah, so you could put different things like this. But I don't like it because I'm not actually smiling in the original picture. It was me basically going, oh, I was about to leave to work and I just got caught at the end.
I see.
But I got caught. I look better on the Ghibli picture than in real life. But let's talk about how this trend has become so viral, especially here in Korea.
Yeah, like as I mentioned, everyone is changing their social media profile picture. I don't know if it's international or Korea only, but I guess it's because Koreans like Ghibli so much.
Yeah, so my brother contacted me. You know, my brother never contacts me. And he sent me a message and he goes, hey, right? And I go, this is weird. He goes, I like your profile picture. I tried to make it, but I couldn't do it. And I said, well, let me do it for you. Send me a picture. And he sent me a picture with him and his wife. And I made it. And it was like, oh, wow. And then I was like, wait, like, is this big in America too? He's like, no. Like, I just know that a lot of Koreans are doing it.
That's the thing. Some people don't know that it's like freely accessible and it's really actually quite easy to do.
Yeah.
So on local platforms like reselling platforms, people are offering to draw this portrait for a small fee. But like most of the sample images they give look like they were made using ChatGPT.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah, so people are monetizing freely accessible tools, which, you know, is another layer to the conversation and another problem of this AI-generated art.
Yeah, and I mean, this is really sparking a lot of controversy,
Yes.
which we'll talk about in just a bit. It's gotten to the point where now, it used to be that you could make any kind of cartoons. Like I did, for my brother, I did The Simpsons too.
Oh, I see.
And then now, if you try to generate these kind of cartoons, it doesn't work anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You can't make it anymore, which is why I couldn't turn Attorney Huang into a Ghibli. That sounds weird, turn him into a Ghibli.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I haven't actually used this technology yet.
Oh,
Because
why?
I'm concerned about the ethical issues and, you know, the legal side of it. And I have always been a little bit icky about AI-generated art because it's really murky around copyright issues and, you know, AI's role in the creative industry has been really controversial. So, yeah, I wanted to talk.
우리 모든 나이야 좀 어리긴 하지만 하고픈 일이 나가고픈 길 해야 할 일들까지 많으니까 우린 확신 속에 숨은 불확실함 우리란 꽃말을 지닌 라일락 영원할 것만 같은 이 시간이다 던질게 이 청춘의 끝까지 날 깊이 잠겼어도 떠오른 듯 쓰러졌어도 벅차오른 듯 많은 어제를 지나왔으니 잠이 되어버린 출발선네 무모했던 날에 날 데리러 언젠간 돌아갈 거라 믿어 푸르른 공기가 나를 사무친다 가득 하늘을 나를 수 있을 듯한 밤이다 잔요동이 헤엄쳐오는 곳이 어딘지 몰라 안 가는 건 아이랑 빠르게 밀려오는 여정이 두렵게만 느껴질 때가 있다. 오늘은 지나쳐가는 유람일까 혹은 기나긴 꿈 이야기인가 답을 찾는 건 어렵기만 하지만 따라야지 그게 청춘이라니까. 누군 위에 누군 저기 아래 또 누군 다른 길로 떠났네. 점점 혼자인 게 외롭긴 해도 멈추지만 않으면 도착해. 극과 시작의 과정 사이에 날 쉼표를 그늘진 길가에 다 푸르른 공기가 나를 사무친다 가득 하늘을 나를 수 있을 듯한 밤이다. 잔요동이 헤엄쳐오는 곳이 어딘지 몰라 안 가는 건 아니야. 언젠가 마지막 안녕이란 인사 뒤에 나오는 날 시간은 흘러서 이건 명장면이 될 거야. 조금은 씁쓸하겠지만 싸도 지나면 아련한 만화 그래서 찬란한 우리가 기다린 미래도 우리 기다릴까. 분명한 건 지금보다 환하게 빛날 거야. 아직 서막일 뿐이야. 푸르른 공기가 날 사무쳐 안아 하늘을 나를 수 있을 듯한 밤이다. 잔요동이 헤엄쳐오는 곳으로 가자. 이 세상에서 제일 높은 곳을 향해서 뛰어오르자.
That was Imujin with coming of age story 청춘 만화. I have to read this. I laughed out loud during the scene. Oh, you did stop by the you went to the cafe, right? Today? Is that what happened? I saw the bag. Don't you usually order like food from there too?
No.
The Spucks? No? You didn't eat from Spucks today?
Oh, yeah. Today I went there because I didn't have time for lunch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Again, we have yet to get any sponsorship from Spucks. We are still waiting on that. Angela, we're talking about AI-generated art and also not just the popularity of this, but because due to the intense
Yes.
popularity, there's a lot of issues that are being
Yeah.
raised too.
So like one of the first problems is definitely copyright issues.
Yes.
As you mentioned, like you can no longer apparently make
Yeah, you can't do
images.
it anymore. Yeah.
But like that's the thing. Copyright was really an issue when this first came out because AI doesn't copy the actual scenes in the Ghibli films, but it heavily mimics the style. And legally, this is murky territory because style is technically not protected by copyright law.
Yeah.
And so, according to Pageran, a lawyer with the Korean Copyright Commission, copyright law protects expressions, not ideas or styles. So, a certain animation's look may not qualify for copyright, but still, like, there's concern under other laws, and it's also a matter of how the AI was trained, how it is used, especially if it's going to be commercially used. Like, there are a whole string of problems that just come with this.
Yeah, John over in DC says, not ironically actually, Miyazaki hates the AI-generated art
Yes.
based on his style. Well, he's he's worked so hard to create this.
He did a very famous interview a few years back. So there's like this one scene that appears in one of his films for about 5 seconds. It took his team a year to create it. So AI is basically undermining the work of real people. Their creative artistic work is made in a matter of seconds. And did anyone ask for permission?
Right.
Yeah.
Crash Override says there are serious ethical issues regarding using this when you know it's replacing the work of real artists. I'm hoping that
Exactly.
someone gets to get a real artist to redo K-pop's art because of this. I don't know how they look like. We're seeing the same thing. We're like, is it AI generated?
Was it?
All I know is I had to go through a photo shoot to get that picture done. So that was not AI generated. That was all photo shoot. I dressed up like a girl. I dressed up like an old man. So that was not AI generated there. But let's talk about whether or not OpenAI clarify whether they actually had permission from Ghibli or not, though.
No, they don't. When
Okay.
asked directly, they refused to comment. So, and NHK even reported that OpenAI may have trained their model using copyrighted content without permission. And I don't think this information is as widespread because I think it would make users think twice.
Yeah, again, I mean, it's what started off as something that was just fun,
Yeah.
right? A new profile picture that it could use. Again, the fact that people are trying to monetize from this is also a big problem. But aside from the copyright issues, let's talk about the ethical concerns.
Yeah, so OpenAI reportedly removed some of its earlier restrictions on sensitive image generation. They say their goal is to provide as much creative freedom as possible, but a lot of experts and critics argue that this opened doors for hate speech, offensive content, and I think this is the biggest problem, exploitation of living artists.
It's
So,
true.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, think about all the things that they had to go through in order to create this,
Yeah.
and you're basically stealing their work.
And there's also the issue with data, ethical issues with the data they use. So the images, OpenAI claims that any image uploaded is auto-deleted within 30 days if the user removes it, and that personal data isn't used for further training. But we don't really know. A lot of people do remain skeptical, and you're basically feeding an AI thousands, millions of pictures of real life people that AI can now use. It's
Right.
trained off of that. So yeah, it's really controversial.
Jenga says, I'm not sure how that works, but I've seen them postings on SNS. Jenga actually wrote on our page with the, what is it, our photo, the Culture Inc. photo,
Yes.
and she thought someone drew it. And said, oh my goodness, who drew that? And I didn't respond. Just to get her to keep guessing. But here's the thing, though. We talk about how this could be used in many different things, but it's also being used in movies. But
Yes.
both good ways and bad ways too, because I remember remember Gladiator?
Yes.
You ever watched Gladiator?
Yes.
The guy who is the slave trainer? No.
Yeah.
The older guy. Apparently
yeah.
he died before the end of the movie, and so they use AI in order to replace.
Yeah, so that's also been used a lot, but sometimes it's not used with permission of the
Oh.
deceased. And also this year's Oscars had a AI controversy. The film The Brutalist was once the frontrunner, but reportedly used AI to fix actor Adrian Brody's Hungarian pronunciation and to help design architecture scenes. And critics said this undermines both the actor's performance and the integrity of architectural art. And this backlash eventually helped the film Anora Supin and win Best Picture. Yeah, so AI is already influencing who is winning in the real life world, and the conversation doesn't end there.
Angela, with the final song here, you chose 17 Maestro, and I thought it was just because you like 17. Why'd you choose this song?
The music video of this song is about AI versus human-made art. So anyone interested, go and take a look at it.
Yeah, I love how she adds that and then sneaks in a 17 song there. Angela, thank you very much for your tidbit, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
This is 17 with Maestro.